Cross finals day. Welcome to Ljubljana, welcome to Slovenia. It is the International Canoe Federation's Canoe Slalom and Kayak Cross World Cup. The third one for this season, the last one before a little break. And the athletes are determined to go out on a high. We've had some great action already here at the Tacen Whitewater Centre, and there's some more crackerjack action coming your way. My name is Ross Solly. Great to be with you this afternoon, Slovenia time. Sitting alongside me, Western Australian and Australian, Brodie Crawford. Brodie, it's been some great racing already. The conditions are perfect.
Oof, Ross, I am excited for what's to come. Quarterfinals, anyone's game from here, I'd say.
There's some big names who are out there competing for gold. Look at that, the 23 degrees. I think it's a bit warmer than that, just walking around there before.
Feels a lot warmer,
between the heats and the semis, the quarters. There's a definite warmth about the air today, and the Slovenians have turned out again, as you would expect. They love their canoe slalom, they love their kayak cross, and they're down here this afternoon because they're going to be cheering on a handful of their own athletes. That's what's coming up your way in just a moment. The quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals. But before all of that, somebody who's got their eye on Paris.
My name's Noemi Fox. I compete for Australia across all three disciplines, and hopefully I'll be in Paris 2024 in the kayak cross. I think it's really exciting to have the kayak cross debut in Paris 2024. We've seen a pretty big transition in the way people train for the event now and the way it's kind of been professionalized. It's super exciting to have another medal opportunity for slalom, and it's always motivating when you think you could go to the games with your teammates and have an extra person. So it's much harder out there, and it's a bit of a tougher fight than the previous years, but it's really cool to see the sport evolve.
And we will see Naomi Fox in action with a good Australian contingent, Brodie Crawford. Good representation from the Australians.
Yeah, the girls have done really well. In particular, Georgie, the young Australian, first World Cup. But good words there from Noemi. She's a busy girl. She's doing it all the classes. She works as well.
There's a few, aren't there, that are doing it, and just talking around amongst the athletes, Brodie, there's a lot of very tired athletes after what's been a really tough 3 World Cup campaign.
Yeah, everyone's been training obviously as hard as they can and competing as hard as they can, which takes it out of you, that's for sure. These weekends are long.
So here we go. This is the first quarterfinal, and just the way the draw is, we've got 2 Brits alongside each other in Ellis Miller and Lois Lever. Ellis was, I thought, very impressive, Brodie, in her heat. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes here. But what we did see, what we know already from what we've seen today, is that the athlete in lane 4, so there's Lucy Bardou from France, Jess Fox, 2-time world champion. This lane, there is a distinct advantage, isn't there, over the rest of the field. You can get a really good start on the rest of the field. Yep,
that lane seems to get the clean start while the rest sort of tussle about trying to get their paddles in the water.
And the fastest qualifier gets the choice of which lane, so they will all, I'm assuming, choose that lane. So let's see what happens here. Jess Fox, you would expect her to go out pretty hard early, straight away around that first gate, and already putting a big distance between herself and Lucy Bardou, the 2 British paddlers together at the back. But Jess Fox is around already.
Yep,
wow.
Getting away on her own.
She really has made that a solid move. Good race for second between Lucy Bardou and Lois Lever at the moment. Ellis Miller has popped out the back a little bit. But Jess Fox, as she did in the heat, she's got the race to herself at the front, and she'll be around this gate before anyone gets near her. I think there she is. She's underway. She's through.
Yeah, well played. Very cleanly raced.
Safely through for Jess Fox. So a good run for her. Good run from Lucy Bardou. She will also go through quite comfortably, and then the Brits fighting it out amongst themselves. Lois Lever.
Yeah, the Brits struggling off the start, really.
Yeah, they had the inside lanes which turned. Oh, and there, unfortunately for Lois Lever, that is a disqualification. She's gone the wrong side of the pole. So, unfortunately for Lois Lever, that will be what is known as a fault, and means that she cannot win and she will not progress. But Jess Fox, she's enjoying this day out. She's so tired, she told me this morning, but she's just, I won't say she's going through the motions, Brodie, because she never does that, but she's enjoying, I think, a couple of easy runs so far.
Yep, definitely.
Ahead of what's going to be a tough afternoon.
starting strong and putting in the work early, which in the end helps a lot if you can get that gap. She gets an easy finish and can relax to the finish line. So far it's working.
Look at that, a really good start there from Fox, and once she got around that first gate, this was a really, really well executed gate. Look at that. She's in and out of there before the next paddler even got to her. So there was speculation. We were talking earlier in the week, Brody, about whether athletes are now changing their approach to this and whether there is any advantage from going fast early, because the paddlers who come after you can knock you out of the way. But I think there we go, there's the disqualification. If you've got the speed to get out early and there's a big enough race to the first upstream gate, it's worth doing, because you can be in and out of there before the rest arrive. You
need the combination of two things. You need that raw speed, and you've got to be quick in the ups, really quick, because someone's coming fast. So if you can pull it off, it's very, very fast.
I guarantee at some stage today we will see someone who is in the lead be knocked out of the lead by somebody who comes through and just pushes them out of the way. So there's Eva Terschel. Look at that. That is the pressure, Brody Crawford, of competing at home.
Yeah, she's feeling it, but she's used to it too. She's a very, very accomplished slalom paddler, so she's done well on the big stage many times.
There she is, Eva Terschel up there on the starting block. She's in the worst lane, unfortunately, for Eva Terschel. So she's going to have to work a little bit harder to get across from that lane and get through that first gate in a good position. Next to her, the Canadian Lois Betteridge. Through to the quarter. She'll be pretty happy. She's had a
smiles.
She's had a tough weekend, Lois, so she'll be very keen to do something special here.
Yep, great to see her up there.
Lucy Nezdalova from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, fresh face in the circuit. Very good to be here in the quarterfinals.
Yep. And Victoria Oos, who did not look impressed after the heat. She was in the heat where there was a little bit of... Eva Terschel was in it as well. There was a little bit of niggle.
There's some
in that heat. So let's just see if that will be left behind or whether they'll take it out in this as well. But Victoria Oos and Eva Terschel, the two big names here. And straight away, Victoria Oos chasing her third medal for the weekend, which would be an outstanding performance. She's got the best of the start. It looks like Lois Betteridge has also got a good start. But look at Eva Terschel. She's trying to take out Lois Betteridge, and she gets around, makes it very even. Oh, what happened to Victoria Oos up the top?
Just stuck in that upstream. Had a bit of a collision.
Oh, but anyway, she's managed to recover now to get into second. So it's Betteridge first, Oos second. Eva Terschel's got a bit of work to do. Now here we go. Watch this move. Eva Terschel is going to push them all out. Look at that. That's what we were talking about.
Pays to be on the inside, Ross.
Last into the gate, first out. That is exactly what we were talking about. Thank you very much, Eva Terschel, for giving us a demonstration of how it doesn't necessarily matter to be first through a gate, because you can still go through and have a big influence. So Eva Terschel, the perfect race there, and Victoria Oos gets through as well. But I hope we see the replay there, because that's what we were talking about, Brody, wasn't it?
Yep. And that last paddler, as long as everyone's still in the gate line, that last paddler has the edge, because they're on the inside. They've got the exit if they can get inside of the pole.
So, unfortunately for the two paddlers ahead of Eva Terschel there, the gap wasn't big enough, and even though they were there ahead of Terschel, she just came in and pushed them aside. And this is becoming a really tactical... I remember in the early days, Brody Crawford, we used to talk to the athletes and we used to say, what were your tactics? And they used to laugh.
Yeah.
But there are very much tactics in play now.
Definitely, yeah. It's evolving so fast, and
It really is. So really good start here from Victoria Oos from Ukraine. Not a great start there for the Czech paddler Nezdalova. She got left at the start a little bit. Now here we go. This is the first time round. So that might be legal.
Hang on a sec.
Hang on one moment, judges. Ooh. Can we have another look at that? I think that Victoria Oos might be in trouble there.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. That could be problematic for Victoria. Well spotted by our replay cameraman. And here's the gate here where Eva Terschel pulled on the big move. Now look at this. Last one into the gate.
Poor Lois didn't know what happened here. She was in first.
She was in first. The Victoria Oos sandwich. And she got shunted out there. Now I wonder whether Victoria Oos, why she was late coming out of the gate. Did she go around and do the gate again? don't know what the rule. I don't know whether that. If she uses her hand that is not on the paddle to push the gate to one side.
Lois, the fault. I didn't see that.
And Lois got a fault as well.
Yeah.
Well, they picked that up. But I would like to see what's happened there with Victoria Oos, because I think that's a problem.
I agree. Hands have to stay on the paddle, Ross.
I would like to see that replay again, because I think the hand went exactly, and she used the hand to push the gate to one side. So
she might have got away with something there. That was.
Here we go. Let's watch this. Now the hand comes. No, you cannot do that. Oh, but she's used her arm, not her hand. What does that mean?
I'm sure hands have to stay on the paddle, but it'll be interesting to see the interpretation from the judges.
Another angle here. Look at this. It's definitely come off the paddle.
She wouldn't have got it, Ross.
No, she could not have got around without taking her hand off the paddle.
She used the extra leverage by getting her hand behind her back to get around the pole. So.
Oh, wow. Lucy Nezdalova, you might find yourself still going through. Let's just wait and watch that, because the judges have put a Q next to her name at the moment, but I don't know that that's... I don't know that that's right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason the hand came off the paddle. It's to get the gate. So
you can't. Your hand must stay on the paddle. So I'm sure that the judges will be having a very close look at that now. And in fact, well, there we go. She's now been disqualified. Well called, Brody.
Wow.
Well spotted. A very late call there from the judges. But Victoria Oos has been disqualified. The hand clearly came off the paddle, and that is illegal. So Lucy Nezdalova, she was on her way back to Prague. She's had to stop, turn the truck around, and come back because she's in the next round.
Yeah, a testament to the judging, because we missed that. There's so much happening, but they've got the video replays and they're onto it.
Here she is. Tell us a little bit about Georgia O'Callaghan.
Look, she just came here, her first World Cup, and she's got such a good positive attitude, and she's just going through each round with, great positivity and just trying to make the most of it. And here she is in a quarterfinal.
A 19-year-old, Georgia Callahan. Next to her, Nadia Pinterec from Slovenia, a 17-year-old.
Wow, young.
Naomi Fox, she'll be feeling quite old alongside those two. And, there we go, Luca Jones, chasing her 5th Olympic Games next year, which would be something quite incredible. And testament to her fantastic career. She's got the scary mask on to keep the other paddlers at bay. And let's see how this pads out. Wow, we've already had excitement, haven't we? Luca Jones, Naomi Fox, Naya Pinterec, the local hope, and Georgia O'Callaghan. And we're underway.
Oh, Naomi on top of Pinterec there. That was wild.
Yes, and again, Luca Jones getting a great start as she did in the semi. O'Callaghan second, and Naomi Fox is in a bit of trouble there. The two Australians have gone to the same side.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're going to do each other in? No. Naomi Fox is third, so it's Luca Jones in front. Pinterec, you can hear the Slovenian crowd, folk. They are getting behind their teenager. She's just 17 years of age.
Wow.
Naya Pinterec.
She's got Naomi Fox red on her tail here, though.
She most certainly has. She's made a late decision to go to the right, and so it's Luca Jones cantering to the finish. Pinterec. She's been taken out. A bit of the Australians looking after each other.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Georgie did well by Naomi there, just holding her up.
Georgia O'Callaghan. Oh, Naomi, don't do that. There you go. Georgia O'Callaghan took out the Slovenian. There'll be no free beers in Slovenia tonight for Georgia O'Callaghan. She's only 17 years old, so you won't be allowed to anyway. I know Georgia's 19, so she'll be okay. But Luca Jones clearly winning that. But Naomi Fox getting a big help from, and you can see there. Thank you, Georgia.
Yeah, she definitely owes Georgia a drink tonight. I think that was pretty nice tactics.
If we see the replay, Pinterec, the local hope, was clearly in second place, but Georgia O'Callaghan running a little bit of interference, nothing illegal.
No, it wasn't much either, but it was enough. Yeah.
Just enough to slow down the 17-year-old Nadia Pinterec. Yeah, look at that. Anthony Hopkins there on the start line.
Bit of fog in the mask today.
There is, yeah. She's all right. She's underway. Good, clean start. Oh,
look at Naomi here. She's on top of Pinterest.
She's trying to keep her hair dry. She didn't want to go under. Yeah, that's a bit messy. Now, the two Australians here went to the same side, which... Here we go. Naomi just... there you go. Hey, welcome to the World Cup. Welcome to your first World Cup, Georgia. Here's a kayak in your ribs.
Re-establishing who's boss there.
Yes, you can't go home without a bruise in your first World Cup. Luca Jones so far in front there, she was lonely. And there we have now, Pinterich was looking good here at this stage. But then we saw, with Luca Jones clearing out, we saw the interference being run by Georgia O'Callaghan. Of course it wasn't deliberate, but it's just worked out well for Naomi Fox that she bought her a bit of time, which allowed Naomi Fox to come through from third and take second position and move through to the next round. And for the 17-year-old from Slovenia now, she got shunted down to third position. There's a gold medalist, Mr. L. Bozic. Just reminding people, talking people through his gold medal from the other day, how good it was, how good it felt. Oh, this is a stacked heat. Former world champion, Veronika Vojtova from the Czech Republic. Next to her, another Czech paddler, Martina Satkova. She's pretty happy to be up there. Next to her, a two-time under-23 world champion, Nikita Sechel.
She blew them away in a heats run, didn't she?
She most certainly did, but look at who's alongside her. Miss Anna Take No Prisoners Satilla.
Yeah.
I reckon
this is stacked. You're right, Ross.
This is a stacked quarter-final here. There's going to be some pretty eager racing here. I would expect Satilla and Sechel could take each other out here. That's my tip, because there's going to be some pretty fierce racing early on. Let's see them go. Here we go. We're underway. Sechel and Satilla, they're right next to each other. Good start from the Brazilian.
Ooh, sneaky inside.
Just sneaky inside. Now wisely, Sechel goes to the other side. 3-1 side though. And Nikita Sechel has been shunted out by Vojtova, the world champion. That's how you become. What's happening back there? They're all okay.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, there's going to be some problems here, though. I think they all get through, but there's three of them trying to go through at once.
Oh, the winner from all that, though, Anna Satilla, streaks in front now.
Satilla miles
look at that!
In front.
Wow.
She's just having a picnic out in front, and it looks like the former world champion Vojtova has also. She's gone by herself.
It's paid off. Big gap there now.
Yep. So she will be safely through. Satkova also going well, and Sechel just got shunted back there when they all came together, the three of them. But Anna Satilla is safely through. So is Veronika Vojtova, former world champion. So there's some quality coming through these quarterfinals.
Wow,
Unfortunately for Nikita Sechel, that is going to be it for the day.
Satilla will be going through to that semi-final with fresh arms too, Ross. So watch out for her in the next round.
Yeah, we had the problem, didn't we, Brody, with three athletes basically coming together after that first up and trying to get around that tricky manoeuvre at the same time.
There's just not enough room for three people to be next to each other there. And it's in that position, it seems like the person on the inside closest to the gate always comes out on top. Everyone else gets pushed wide.
Yeah. So, Sechel there using her paddle to push, get out of my way, Satilla. But Satilla saying, well, I'm not going to get anyway, I'm going to go out in front. And look at that, that's a good move from the world champion, Veronika Vojtova there, getting underneath the guard of Sechel. Sechel was going okay there.
She was.
But she had to go wide, but here we go. This is where the problem happened, and Sechel got pushed out, and so did Satkova. And Vojtova just using her strength and knowledge from this sport to get through and get the advantage. No problems there for Anna Satilla. Ooh, no, it's okay. She didn't use her quad for that. I couldn't handle another one where we have to wait for the outcome, but that's good move there from Satkova. But unfortunately, at that stage, the race was over.
I was surprised Sechel was in third. She didn't go with Veronika to the upstream.
I would have thought your only chance of getting through is to knock Vojtova off.
You've got to, Ross. If you're third, you've got to go in second, don't you? You've
got to go and push her out.
Yeah.
You've just got to try and manoeuvre her out there, and you're not going to do that on the opposite side of the course. But look at Anna Satilla. Not even a bead of sweat on her, though. Very comfortable for the Brazilian. Oh, Evie Liebfart's got her arm in a sling there.
Yeah, I know a little bit of inside information about that.
Okay.
She had a scratch that got quite badly infected. Yeah, and from what I heard, they wanted to take a sample and they had to actually cut it. So she chose not to do it, and she raced yesterday with the infection. She made the final.
She did really well,
And then she's obviously gone and got it sorted yesterday afternoon or today, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wild. Very well done by her to race in those conditions.
There we go, confirmation there of the semi-final. I suppose, Brodie, even though we'd like to think that you guys are racing in pristine water all the time and, you know, it's safe enough to drink, unfortunately that's not the case. And if you do have open wounds, I mean, what is the policy of the paddlers and, you know, the Australian team when you have open cuts on the sort of water that you guys paddle on?
Yeah, you've just got to be on top of it, really. Look, using your antiseptics after training, and just try not to get grazes, really. But also, you can get grazes from kayak cross. It's pretty full on. So the river was flooding here last week. It's pretty good now, but it was high. When you get flooding water, you always get a bit of muck in the water.
Yeah.
So
now, I don't want to get you people at home excited, but check out quarterfinal 4. Stefan Hanks and Tristan Carter. Timothy Anderson went head-to-head last week, all the way down the course. It was one of the great duels in the history of kayak cross, and they're in the same heat as well. And now you can throw in Tristan Carter, the other Australian, just for good measure.
He's outnumbered this week.
I'm Dimitri Marks, and I'm from Switzerland. And my big goal is to be part of the Olympic Games in slalom and in kayak cross. For me, it's a huge opportunity that kayak cross will be part of the Olympic Games in Paris, because it's new, and with our coach and my teammate Jan, we started inventing some new techniques and strategies. Yeah, that's very interesting, because you never know what's possible. We had time to prepare for it, and that will hopefully give us an advantage for the games.
Well, we saw last week, it certainly gave him an advantage. He's not here today, which I'm sure the other paddlers will be quite happy about, because he was so far in front of the rest of the field last week.
Yeah, he hit the nail on the head in that one. He did invent a new techniques.
Yeah, exactly as he said. We've come up with some new techniques, and really he's left the rest of the world scrambling, trying to catch up now. But that's Dimitri Marks. We'll see much more of him as the year progresses and heading towards Paris. Jakub Brzezinski, the young Frenchman, Anatole Delassus. Look at this field. How did this happen? Andrzej Tonka there alongside Delassus, and then on the outside, in prime position, Joe Clark.
Yeah, wow, big heat.
It's hard to...
This is a big heat, yeah.
Who misses out from this heat? This is a quality field. Brzezinski, Delassus, Tonka, and Clark. Clark will go out hard. He'll go out fast.
Yep.
He'll try and put a bit of space between himself and the rest of the field. The rest will then try and take him out, I'm sure.
Oh, very good on the ramp by Clark there.
Delassus was fast as well. Look at that. He is right on Clark's tail, and he's
following
following him. He's following him, and he's got under him. Look at that. Really clever move from Delassus. Look at these two go. Clark and Delassus, they are cheek by jowl. That is an incredible battle.
Delassus pushed him wide.
Delassus is... Ooh, Clark's been pushed wide again. Delassus has got under his skin here, and he's really frustrated, the big Brit. And Delassus has flown down there now. Oh, what's happened there to Brzezinski? He's taken a roll when he didn't need to. So Delassus, he has really put down a bit of a marker for the rest of the field. Tonka going around and around in the circle up there and going nowhere. But what a race from the Frenchman, Anatole Delassus.
Tell you what, Ross, he is quick, isn't he, off the start?
And he took on Joe Clark, world champion. He took him on and beat him at his own game. That was impressive.
Yeah, wow.
Joe Clark will not be amused.
Some pace at the front there.
He will not be amused, and I tell you what, I expect they'll be seeded in the next round, and I'm looking forward already to that contest, because Joe Clark does not like to be beaten for speed and does not like to be beaten on a gate. And Delassus just went under him and pushed him to one side. Impressive.
It was. His flatline speed looks pretty on par with Joe, which is not usually what you see. Joe's so quick.
Here we go. They're in the water. You can see Clark. He's paddling before he even hits the water. And Delassus, though, the Frenchman, and now Clark here, and Delassus just gets under him here, and that's what a great move. Clark didn't help himself there. He went a bit wide, But De La Souza did not need to be asked twice. And these two guys, I mean, Andres Tonka, he made an absolute dog's breakfast of that cake. He was going around and around in circles. De La Souza here, he'd already, and a spin there from Brzezinski that he didn't need to do.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, Andres Tonka. And De La Souza, the young man from France, he has put himself up there as a target. Oh, that's okay. He's all right, but he just, well, did he get there in the end?
I don't think he does here. I think he goes again.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Talk about frustrating when you're trying to get the pole out of the way and it comes back and hits you in the gob.
Those poles are surprisingly heavy too. They they're not easy to move.
Great race though from the Frenchman De La Souza. He's through comfortably, and Clark is through as well. Right, wow, straight into the next quarterfinal. Etty Chappell from GB, a former under-23 world champion. Really, he specialises now, doesn't he, in the kayak cross? This is his big event.
Seems to, yeah. He's very good. You see him fist pumping there. He's keen.
Alistair McCreary, he's pretty excited, I would have thought, to get into the quarterfinal.
Yeah, you don't usually see him up in the quarters, so he's had a good race and see how far he can take it.
Pepe Goncalves is an expert at this event, one of the pioneers. And Eric Holmer, I thought he was very good.
He was, yes. And good in the time trials too, very fast.
Yep, Swede. So, watch for Chappell on the outside. Holmer, Goncalves. McCreary's going to struggle to keep up with him, I think, early. So he's got to be tactical. It is a tactical race here. We're underway and a good even start, although it looks like Holmer's flown out. McCreary got a little bit in Chappell's way there. Goncalves and Holmer going to opposite sides of the course. Chappell now trying to get inside. Whoa, he's fast, isn't he?
The tussling on the other side there.
Yep, and Holmer takes advantage of it and has moved through into a clear lead. Chappell is into second and Goncalves third, so they've done themselves no favours at all on the far side of the course. Oh wow, so done. Good move from Holmer. He's obviously been doing a bit of practice. Yep. He has been doing some practice. Chappell as well.
I think Pepe going around twice there.
Oh, it's gone. Pepe's gone, unfortunately, and McCreary has got trouble as well. So, Pepe's having trouble staying in the boat, but a really impressive race here from Eric Holmer. It almost looks like he's taken a leaf out of the Swiss playbook.
Yes, that upstream was lightning, wasn't it?
I would think a few athletes would have gone back and studied the Dimitri Marks tape from last week then putting into practice what he did, because it was a really smooth way to go about a kayak cross race. Etty Chappell through to the semi-final. He'd be pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, this big hitter's gone through. Almost having a ripper of a day.
He really, really is. Bit of a surprise, I think, Brody, that Pepe's out already, Goncalves.
Yeah, he would have probably backed him to go through there, but just goes to show. He came unstuck on that left upstream. They really tussled with McCreary and him, both just tussling and no one could get free.
Getting in each other's way, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, building up towards some nice semi-finals. But Eric Holmer at the moment, very impressive. And I mean, between him and De La Souza, both of them were very, very impressive. They may end up going against each other with Joe Clark thrown in for good measure at the next semi-final stage. So we will wait and see.
We will.
You can see there,
Look at this upstream, just masterclass.
Just fast. Just giving himself that advantage. And Pepe there, all sorts of trouble. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, I don't think he went around that, Pepe. It doesn't matter anyway because he wasn't top four, but I reckon the judges, if they had another look at that, might find he was he did. He got a fault. Going back and looking at it now, he did get a fault of Goncalves, so that was the problem.
McCreary faulted gate one? Is that fault one?
That's what they're saying.
Wow.
Fault on gate one for McCreary. So that's the pressure. You've got to try and take some risks. And the good athletes, they can push push their competitors out of the way, make them do faults that they wouldn't normally have done, but the Swedes are looking okay. We're going to have another one in this next heat. Isaac Ostrom up against the speed machine from the Czech Republic, Jakub Krečky, who did a Stephen Bradbury to get through.
Yep.
Finished last, but got through because the two chaps in front of him both got disqualified. There's Isaac Ostrom, Jakub Krečky, the young gun from the Czech Republic.
Yep, very fast young paddler, up and comer.
Sitting next to him, well, one of the most experienced men on the circuit, Vit Prindes.
Yeah, very hard to bet against Vit.
Very hard indeed, but do not underestimate the French. They are in good form. And Marlo Quemener here will go from the favoured outside gate, the favoured number 4 starting position. Really does give you an advantage in that gate. So let's see if he can use that here. Get ahead of Prindes at the first gate. That would be his big goal here, and he's done that. He's got away nicely. He's around first. Prindes on his tail.
Very clean start for everyone on this race.
And look at this. Prindes and Ostrom go to the one side, and now Quemener, the Frenchman, tries to get through. And look at that. Again, last in, first out.
Wow, that's Krejci, I think, has come out on top. Yeah, he has. Wow.
So there you go. There's the lesson there. The Frenchman, Quemener, he's out by himself. He's having a good time. Krečky is second. Ostrom is third, and Prindes in the unfamiliar position of 4th at the moment. But at the front of the field, it's the Frenchman Quemener who's been there. Good turn there from Ostrom to get himself into second. Not sure what happened to Krečky. Lost a bit of time there on that gate.
Yeah, I think the upleft's just quicker, Ross. And yeah, Ostrom had it to himself. So.
Oh, and then unfortunately, Vit Prindes, that is a fault for Prindes, so he's out. Going on the wrong side of the gate, but Quemener again. I said the Frenchman, you've got to watch these guys. They know their business. A lot of laughter going on there on the hill. A lot of frivolity.
Yeah, and we speak about tactics. That was an interesting race because Krejci was out in second. He went to the upstream on the right because it was free. But by the time Ostrom got to the left upstream, he had it free and it was a quicker upstream. Yeah. So the left one is quicker if you get it uninterrupted.
But Krejci again showing us, Brody, that with some of these gates, the up gates, last in, first out. He came to that last. The two guys were there before him, and he just pushed them out of the way. That's the I think that is developing one of the key moves of kayak cross.
It is, isn't it? It's almost like be first or maybe be fourth into the first upstream.
Yep, for sure. So nice work here from the Frenchman. Keep your hand on the paddle. Yes, he has. Milo Debonair. Now, here we go. Prindes. He's there first. Straight away, though, popped out of the way by Ostrom, and then Krejci just coming through and pushing both of them to one side.
Did well just to will himself through, didn't he?
Prindes on the outside. He's been shunted right out of the competition. So, good move there from Krejci, but in the end, Ostrom with his superior pace.
Struggling a little bit there, but didn't matter. He was so far up front.
Krejci made a mess of that gate. There, you can see in the background there, he's made a mess of that, and unfortunately that's let the Swede, Isaac Ostrom, through to take second position, and 2 Czechs at the back of the field, and Prindes getting a disqualification. But the French are showing us how to do it today. They've stepped up, they've taken it to another level.
Yeah, a lot of young guys too, they're doing really well.
So very exciting to see. Quemener from France, Ostrom from Sweden, 2 Swedes through as well. And you know, this is not fluke. This is the result of countries who are devoting some time and effort into their training. So I think that's quite obvious now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely. You're starting to see that more and more. Like we talked about earlier, the Swiss are just a perfect example of that.
And it's good to see it's taken. There's Ricardo Funk in the background. I think she didn't race earlier today. She's not had a great weekend. I think she's decided just to spend some time in the sunshine today, the Slovenian sunshine.
Yeah, maybe have a bit of a rest. It's been a big 3 weeks.
It really has.
I'm pretty excited about this next heat, Ross.
Well, okay. Let's get excited. Let's build up this excitement at home. Let me just recap for you what happened last week. Timothy Anderson and Stefan Hengst, the Australian and the German, They went at each other for the whole race. And Hengst early on shunted Anderson out of the way, and then Anderson got him back not once but twice. And by the end of the race, they had really, you knew they had had a duel to get to the bottom, and here they are drawn again against each other. And just to add some more flavour, we've got another Australian, Tristan Carter, and a Slovenian, Vid Kudamarasic.
Yep.
You could not script this better.
And he's stuck between them too. Look at that. Vid is in the middle of something big here.
You can look. Carter's looking across there. He's going. Look at that. There's the two Australians. They've got something going. Isn't that sweet?
They're working together. These other guys are in trouble.
Yeah. See, people think Aussies are just a bunch of buffy blokes. But look at that. We're soft inside. Australians.
I heard there might be a couple of baseball bats inside those boats.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Vik Kudamarasic there. He's got the home crowd. And Stefan Hengst is thinking, what am I in for? What is coming my way? He's a top bloke, Stefan Hengst. Sure, he really is. And he will
love the challenge.
He will love that. Question is, who will chase him? Because someone will have to go after him, because he's the red hot favourite probably for this race. He's done this event so many times. Let's see what happens. It looks like it's going to be Anderson chasing him again, is it?
It is, Ross.
Oh, no, they've gone opposite sides this time.
Tristan said, I'll take care of him.
And the two Australians have gone to one side. No, Tristan's gone after Hengst. Oh, but Hengst got away from him.
Hengst got there. He's done well.
So Hengst in front. And a really good race. Three boats coming together now for second. And it looks like Kudamarasic is in second. And what has happened to Carter? He's done
just
a roll.
been pushed out by Kudamarasic. No, by Anderson he was pushed out by.
Pushed out by
What's happened, boys? What's happened?
You can give each other the love heart beforehand. Oh, now a problem at the back there for Kudamarasic. So this has opened the gate for Anderson.
Wow.
Kudamarasic has really made a mess of that gate. But Stefan Hengst, he looks over his shoulder, he's gone, oh no, Anderson's through as well. Anderson's through as well.
Look at that.
What the heck? Do I have to race it again? But Stefan Hengst, that was a very, very, very impressive run from the German. He's through. Tim Anderson is through. Unfortunately for Vid Kudamarasic and Tristan Carter, they both got into trouble at the top of the course.
Yeah, we'll have to see that replay. I think Anderson may have flipped and Carter over there.
Taken out his teammate.
That's brutal.
Taken out his teammate. Wow. Are they travelling on the same bus tonight?
They aren't, luckily,
That's lucky, because that'd be a frosty trip. Are they talking? No, they're not even talking. Yeah, all fun and games beforehand, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we love each other.
Tim had him believing.
Yes, we love each other until that starter gun goes. Stefan Hengst saying, oh, come on, guys. Come with me if you're brave enough. Great start here from Stefan Hengst, though, the German. Straight up and into it. And the two Australians there. Anderson did a bit of a roll early on that he didn't need to do. Not Anderson, sorry, Tristan Carter. So here, Marasic taking out Tim Anderson, I think. And now we might see just around here. So there's Stefan Hengst. He's still just... Ooh.
This was just in the nick of time, eh?
Just a bit of... Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? It's a bit of love there between Stefan Hengst and the pole. So Tristan Carter gets the gate back in the face now.
Watch Carter here.
Carter Anderson. Here. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's Aussie love for you.
Yeah. It looked pretty unintentional there, but so we'll give Anderson the benefit of the doubt.
Well, we will. I don't think Tristan Carter will. So Anderson taking out his Australian teammate there, and Stefan Hengst. Ooh.
Tell you what, that was the Slovenian's race to be second there, and he
had that in the palm of his hand, but he absolutely messed up that gate, and that opened the door for Tim Anderson to come through and to take second. There he is, Stefan Hengst, the big German, loves the kayak cross. He was, last Sunday night, he was giving us a rundown of the rules, just for reacquainting us with the rules as he saw them. Very interesting interpretation.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But I think his interpretation was spot on. My interpretation might have been a bit shaky. Let's have a look at that. Some of these semi-final lineups now, Brody. Eric, that's Holmer and Delasud, both very impressive. Clark in there as well.
Wow, that's a big one.
Look at this, Hengst, Quemener, Anderson and Austrom. They are both super, super fast semi-finals.
Yep, who knows? Pretty hard to pick the winner from those ones.
That's a lot. Well, we are in for a treat when we come to the semi-final stage. Confirmation now of the start list for our women's semi-finals. Jessica Fox, who's had an absolute stroll through so far to get to the semi-final. No one has even come close to her. And now we see her again in her favourite, and a thumbs up there from Lucy Nezdalova from the Czech Republic, but Eva Teršel. Listen to the Slovenians.
She's raced well today.
She's raced fiercely. I like it. When we saw early on, she took out her own teammate, didn't she? That's how determined she is to get through to the middle round. Lucy Nezdalova, Lucy Bardou, who chased Jess Fox home all the way in the last quarterfinal. And Jess Fox, who's had a pretty good day so far, has not been challenged at all. In fact, I don't think another kayak has touched her kayak yet.
Yeah, I think it could be about to change though. I think Eva will have a good crack on the outside there.
I think Eva would be eyeing off the other two girls, I reckon, though.
Yeah.
I think maybe she'll think, I'll leave Jess alone because she's going to be too hard, especially from that outside lane. Too hard to get across to where Jess is. So Jess around pretty quickly, and
look at this.
Bardou, the French woman, is on the other side. So Fox around quickly, really quickly, and Bardou also around quickly. Bit of a problem at the back there for Nezdalova. So Teršel's going to have to take out someone here to get into second position. She's in prime spot to do it. She's done it already today.
Yeah, she needs to go with Bardou, will she?
She's going to go with...
She's not going to.
She's going to try and take out Fox, and she's going to be too late. Fox is gone.
Why?
Fox is gone. She's through.
Oh, but Bardou's missed the gate.
Bardou's missed the gate, and Teršel has now snuck through.
Wow.
Classic error from the French woman. That was her race there. The silver medal was, or not the medal, but the second position was hers for the taking, and she has botched it up. And again,
we've seen that twice in a row now.
We have indeed. The excitement gets to the athletes, I think.
Yes, probably lacking a bit of awareness of who's with you, and they have the upstream to themselves.
Jess Fox, though, she thinks she's done 3 time trials today. Nobody's come near her.
No, she's blowing pretty hard there, though, isn't she?
She's got that bad BO problem that the rest of the athletes don't want to go next to her. But Lucy Bardou, she's made a mess of that. She had that second spot for the taking, and that has opened up for the hometown favourite, Eva Teršel, to race in the final, and to hopefully, for the Slovenian crowd that have come down here today, she might finish with a medal.
Unreal. She's raced so well, and she's always had the outside lane too, Ross. The worst lane on the ramp. She's made it work.
You'll see here how quick Jess Fox got away here. The quick Fox jumped over the lazy brown dog, and she was around that gate and into the next stretch before the next kayak even came anywhere near. Look at that.
That's very nicely done.
Daylight second.
Yeah.
Goodness. Not supposed to have things that easy. Now, Lucy Bardou, no, is this where she... No, she was all right here.
Oh, this is the first time.
Teršel sneaking inside her, though, trying to push her to one side, trying to get that advantage, but Bardou got the upper hand there. So at that stage, Teršel was third. She had a lot of work to do. Fox again, jumping over the lazy brown dog, aka that upstream gate. All clear there. But Lucy Bardou, we're going to see. So Teršel there, she was third here, but over on the other side of the course, while this was unfolding, Lucy Bardou was having a real problem and had to do, you might be able to see it in the background there, she's made a mess. You can see she's had to go back, do the gate again. No doubt about our winner, though. Winners are grinners, Brodie Crawford.
Yep, she looks pretty pleased. She's going very well at the moment. One more run to go, Jess. I know you're tired, but just hope there's a bit in the bank still.
Just suck it up. You've got to get out there one last time. Good crowd here. The Australians there very excited to see some Australians in semi-final action.
Another strong heat here. Wow. Here we go.
Wow, look at this. This is a final quality. Veronika Vojtova from the Czech Republic, one of the most experienced kayak cross paddlers on the circuit, former world champion. Naomi Fox, who loves this event and is eyeing it off for Paris. And there's Mum. Does she look, now let's read what's the body language say there.
She looks pretty confident, I think. She's pretty relaxed, yeah.
That's good. Let's see if she can get Naomi over the line. Next to her, look at that, Anthony Hopkins. Luca Jones, wow, yeah, she's been paddling well. She's been fast getting out there.
Yeah, she's very good.
I think she'll be glad she's got that full face helmet on, because right next to her is Anna Satilla, and she is a take no prisoners, I love kayak cross type of paddler.
Yeah, a fierce competitor. It's 4 fierce competitors right here.
This is a quality field, folks. As good as you're going to get today. This is befitting a final, this semi-final field. And we're underway. And Satilla fast. Fox was also... Oh, Luca Jones.
With the...
Luca Jones is in trouble.
She's going to save it, but she's a long way back now.
She can knock someone else out of the way. Naomi Fox is there, but look at that move from Vojtova, trying to get on the inside. Over the other side of the course, Satilla's clear again. Look at Vojtova just trying to box Fox out of it. Yes. Keeping her wide, and it's paid off at this stage. So we have Luca Jones at the back. We have Satilla in front. Vojtova second. Now what side? Oh, Naomi's gone the wrong side, I think. She's gone.
Just collided.
And she's gone. She that was I think that was the wrong call for Naomi Fox, because she left Vojtova to herself. Again, Brody. Just the wrong decision, I'm sure, because the person she had to take out was Vojtova, because Satilla was through.
She was, yes.
Satilla was through. There was no way in the world that Naomi Fox was going to be able to push Satilla to one side. The only athlete she could have got through there was Vojtova, but she chose to go to the other side where Satilla had already gone through the gate. And well, it's easy to say sitting here in the commentary box.
It is. It's quick decision-making stuff, isn't it?
It is. When you're on the water, you've got water in your eyes. You can hear the crowd cheering. You've got to make a decision on the spot, and I think if we went back and looked at that race, if Naomi Fox had a time again, she'd probably go to the other side. But all credit to Anna Satilla and Veronika Vojtova. They are both very experienced kayak cross paddlers, and they've done these races so many times. They know when to apply the pressure, Brody.
They do, yeah. Precision paddling and just, making the most of that inside stroke, pushing the other paddlers out. Satilla just cleanly away. Oh,
and there's where Luca
Jones. It's so hard at the start there if you're not on that inside lane, just clashing, banging paddles and getting pushed around.
So there, Naomi Fox was having a bit of a challenge from Vojtova. She's still not in a reasonable position though, but then she chose here to go on the same side as Satilla. And as you can see, the Brazilian is already through.
Yeah.
She's gone. So Naomi Fox cannot influence that outcome there. And as a result, she's gone to the same side as Luca Jones and has ended up taking out Luca Jones, but that was of no value at all because she needed to take out Vojtova. So well done to the Brazilian and the Czech, Anna Satilla. Like Jess Fox, Anna Satilla has had a couple of very good easy runs.
She has, yeah.
They're going to be fresh.
She's been unchallenged as well, so yeah.
And I think if my memory serves me correct, Brody Crawford, because we're going to have this lineup in the final. Was it last year in Augsburg when Satilla took Fox out with the kayak into the ribs?
That's the biggest hit we've had today. That was a huge hit, wasn't it? Yes, I believe it was.
And look, they're right next to each other. Fox and Satilla. Oh my goodness.
Look at that. Rank 1 and 2 from the time trials too.
That is going to be a race in itself, because I know that Fox and Satilla have been racing each other for many years, but that last year, that was a brutal semi-final, I think it was.
Yeah.
Satilla just crashing into the ribs.
No, it was the final, Ross.
It was the final.
Yeah. Jess recovered and still took the goal.
She still won, but she was a bit sore in the ribs afterwards.
She sure was.
And the replays just, to watch, you think, wow, how did she get through that without...
full whiplash to the head and everything.
Everything. Yeah. So what are we going to see in the final today? I'm looking forward to that already. I'm looking forward to this stacked semi-final. Now look at this. Etienne Chappell and Joe Clark, the two Brits alongside each other. For the first time, Joe Clark finds himself away from that inside. And Anatel De La Souza, who out-sprinted Joe Clark.
Yes. And
got right under the skin of the world champion in the quarterfinal. What will Joe Clark do? And Eric Holmer, he's been super impressive. I think he's been working on his technique during the week. His gates have been so impressive. There's going to be some argy-bargy going on here, I can tell you. There'll be nothing left on the course.
All these guys pull so hard.
Chappell could do a Bradford again. We're going to see, off we go, and look at that, the Frenchman again. De La Souce and this.
Oh, hang on.
That's what Clark and De La Souce together. Look at this. Clark says, you did it to me last time. I'm going to knock you out of the way. Joe Clark.
So well done by Clark there.
That's why he's a world champion. He thought, well, you did it to me last race, but you're not going to do it to me this time. Get out of my way. De La Souce, though, is chasing him down. Are they going to go to the same side again?
He wants that one
he's
back.
gone after him. He's gone after him.
Clark, too good.
Great move from Clark. And now we have the yellow bib of Chappell trying to get inside De La Souce.
Look at this, though. They'll try again. They'll have at it again in the final, Ross.
Yes, they will. Wow. What a great Joe Clark there, reasserting his authority. He might have had his pride a little bit dented in the quarterfinal, and he was determined not to let the young Frenchman do it to him again. What a great rivalry unfolded between Joe Clark and Anatole De La Souce. They are both through, but a rerun of the quarterfinal, but just they switched places this time. Look at that. That's a knowledge. That's a knowledge between the two athletes, isn't it? That they're both racing well.
Yeah.
It's respect.
Definitely.
It's respect. So really well raced though from Joe Clark. That's how you become a world champion. And the big miss here is Eric Holmer. After racing so well, he is out.
Yeah.
But look at the... De La Souce lost his paddle there. Lost grip of his paddle there momentarily, did he? He still got away fast.
It looked like he was... Yeah, he just got pulled back by the water there.
So there's De La Souce.
Clark's so clever.
Well, yeah, he didn't have a choice there. He was sort of forced into that side of the course by De La Souce. Chappell and Holmer here getting in each other's way. Just slowing each other down. Oh, Chappell's good run there. On the other side of the course, though, that's where Joe Clark made his move. Oh, Holmer didn't quite go right for him. You could see what he was trying to do. But look at Joe Clark's move here. That is...
This was good, yes.
Copybook. Copybook. He's in and out of there. Oh, De La Souce, he was going straight. He was going straight for him. But Clark was out. He was out of there. He was gone.
That's where there's courage as well in this game.
Is there ever?
That's a lot of weight coming straight at you there.
I tell you what, Brody, if Joe Clark goes back and looks at that race, he won't get the chance to because it's so quick. But if he got a chance to have a look at that replay and he saw De La Souce going straight for the rib cage,
centimetres in that one.
Just Joe Clark getting the job done there. Like a horse that's just come out of water there, shaking it off, Taylor Swift style. All right, here we go again. The rivalry is back. Speaking of rivalries, this is a ripper. Isaac Åström from Sweden. Been paddling very, very well. Tim Anderson from Australia. Tipped out his mate, his very good mate in the last race. Tipped him over, flipped him over upside down. That's how tough this race is. Another Frenchman, Malo Quemener. You know what could happen here? I'm going to make a prediction, Brody. Tim Anderson and Stefan Hengst will be so concerned about each other and watching each other that the Frenchman Quemener will sneak through it and leave him behind.
Will Anderson go to Hengst in the first upstream? It'll be interesting to see.
I reckon if Hengst turned around and saw Anderson coming straight at him, that would be enough. The fear factor would be enough. Watch the Frenchman in between them. They're underway and already... Oh! Bit of a clash there between Quemener and Hengst. And Quemener is fast.
Anderson almost over.
Anderson and Hengst. They're going to the same side. Here we go. Whoa, look at this. Three.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's going to be the Swede, Åström, I think, who's going... Oh, and a smack in the face there for Anderson. And look at that. As I said, I told you, the Frenchman Quemener...
You called that one perfectly, Ross. Wow.
He's got under their guard and he's snuck away while they were all worried about each other. The Frenchman's gone through and he's around the last upstream already. And look at
though, Anderson's on his own. He might get, if they can just squabble enough here.
Not enough squabbling going on there because Åström is now through. A good race for second though between Hengst and Åström. Oh, it's going to be...
Oh, look at this.
Are they both going to be disqualified? No. Oh, what has happened? Åström's disqualified. Is Hengst okay?
That was borderline there.
It was
Very
borderline.
borderline for Hengst.
As he threw, Tim Anderson was last, but wait for the Stephen Bradbury moment here. Let's see.
Yeah, I think they'll be reviewing that one, Ross.
I think it was okay, but gee, that is seat of your pants type stuff. But Milo Quamanair, as predicted, left to his own devices. They were so conscious of each other, they forgot about the Frenchman.
Yeah, and he was in the middle. He wasn't in the best starting position, but just got away.
Just got
completely
away.
free.
Yeah. It looks like confirmation now. They've put a Q next to Stefan Henk's name, so they must be satisfied that he did get around that gate.
Oh, they've given a fault to Anderson on gate 7. Interesting. Didn't see that one.
No, we'll get a chance to have a look. I'm sure in just a moment. But look at the Frenchman. He has flown out of there.
Sure has.
Got some pace amongst the Frenchmen, haven't we? Then it's going to be a great race in the final with...
Watch Anderson here almost go in. Oof.
Yeah. Oh, and then Stefan Hinks maybe helped him out there. Shit, they'll just kick you out of the water. Here we go. Look at this. They've all tried to go around this gate. Stefan Hinks is there. Anderson's wedged in between, and he got shunted out the back. And what's happened there to the Swede? He's all right. Finally, he gets around. Geez, it looked like he wanted to take that gate home with him. They've fallen in love so much that it was time to pack up and head home in the back of the car together. But Quamanair miles in front, no problems there.
I'd like to see Hanks to get on this last game, Ross.
Yeah, I think we'll have a look in a minute and see. It was very tight. So they're fine there, no problems at all. Stefan Hanks doing the big move, the classic kayak cross move there. Everything's good in the roll. Ooh. And here we go here. They come through this gate here. What's Hanks done? Has he got through okay? Oh, that's tight. That is very tight, judges.
Anderson's fault was on 7.
Yep.
Hanks was on 8, technically.
Are you calling it a fault, are you?
If it was a fault, Anderson technically would...
Brody Crawford's calling it,
think,
folks. He thinks it was too close.
Is it outside of the gate line, middle of the gate line?
Let's see. I wonder whether we've got another angle. We'll get our replay folk onto it.
Get the rule book out,
Get
Ross.
the rule book out. I don't know what the rule is regarding the boat, but there's your makeup for the final. There's some speed there, 2 French speed machines, and of course Joe Clark, the quickest in the business, and Stefan Hanks, well, he's got that junkyard dog approach about him.
Sure does.
Just go in and create as big a mess as you possibly can. But looks like they've run the rule through that race, so I don't think there's going to be any late changes. Yep. So Hanks is through. Now look at the start list for this women's final. Again, the rivalry between Fox and Satilla, it's worth paying your entrance fee for that alone. Look at these tactics here for the French. Are they going to work together? What's the tactic going to be?
Yeah, it looks like they might be. Look at this.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Who's drawn the short straw? Who's going to do the dirty work, and who's going to go out and take the gold medal? Look at that lip reading experts in the crowd there, just trying to get an insight into what they're talking about.
Yeah.
No point the Australians trying to lip read, they can't even understand English, let alone French. So, but what a great crowd. What a great crowd. There's Luca Jones refusing to take her helmet off. She's so excited about paddling in kayak cross. We're going to see some great racing here, I think. Some great racing for gold. Oh, what could happen? What could unfold here, Brody Crawford? Are you on the edge of your seat?
I'm very excited for this one.
Yep.
It's always good when you get to the final because there's no one going for second place, Ross. They're all going for gold, so they will show no mercy.
There's the lady who will definitely put it all out there. You can guarantee she will not cross the finish line and think, I wonder if I could have done this differently. She will just go for it. Absolutely. And it's Satilla from Brazil.
This is where we see the benefit of the time trial, though, because Fox will get to start on the inside. And that comes from the very beginning of the day where she qualified as the fastest boat down the time trial. So, worth doing, worth going for it.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how the rest line up. Will it be Fox next to Satilla? And then Terschel, who has also shown a penchant so far today for throwing the weight around, throwing the paddle about.
Yep.
Knocking people out of your way. So it's going to be brutal. It'll all be above the law, though. There'll be no problems there. It's a very fair sport. contested by fair athletes.
That's right. It's a contact sport, so there's always going to be a little bit of bump and smash.
Yep, for sure. Here we go. So what have we got here? Have we got Fox and Satilla next to each other?
We don't.
No, we don't. They're on opposite sides.
Satilla would have chosen that. So that's very interesting. She's gotten away from the Fox.
So we'll see what happens here. This is going to be interesting. Now they're going to try and go to opposite sides. Don't forget, in the middle we've got a former world champion and a hometown favourite. We shouldn't discount either of those two.
No, absolutely not.
Veronika Vojtova looking very relaxed, doesn't she? She looks like she's just leaning there, checking out what's happening on the stock market. Eva Terschel, hometown favourite.
Listen to that crowd, Ross.
Listen to that crowd. Look at those flags. They want a medal. They want a medal. And Jess Fox, who has not seen another kayak all day. She's been so far in front. She's had 4 time trials.
Yeah.
There's a bit of explanation going on from Mum, just how this race might play out. But watch Satilla and Fox. If they come together at some stage in this race, it's going to determine the outcome, for sure.
Yep.
And we're underway. Fox is fast. So is Terschel. Satilla pushed out a little bit. Now they're going to go to opposite sides here. I think Fox is on one side, being chased by the yellow bib of Vojtova. And a really good move there from Satilla
and Vojtova. Look at this. She's pushed Fox out.
Fox has been pushed out by Vojtova. That's how you become a world champion. It looks like Jess Fox is now just biding her time. Where are they going? What's going on at the back there? All sorts of funny things happening. Terschel's got in Fox's way again.
Who's that out the back?
It's
Satilla, wasn't it?
Well, it's the yellow bib of Vojtova and the green bib of Satilla on one side. It's Fox and Terschel on the other. And at this stage, it looks like it's Vojtova, the world champion, in front. It's Satilla chasing her, and then Fox is at the back of the field at this stage.
Satilla has a fault though, Ross. So
Satilla has a fault?
Yes. She missed the first downstream gate. So what do we got here? Fox going for... Oh, no.
Vojtova gets the gold. The world champion. I think Terschel maybe got a silver.
Yes, I believe so. Wow, that was
Fox
crazy.
Cruises to the line. Oh, Anna Satilla, where did it go wrong for you?
That was just chaos, Ross.
She got a fault on the third gate, so let's have a look. What happened there?
She came from like the wrong side of our screens there, and I was very confused about where she had been.
There was some really weird stuff happening with Fox and Terschel. They were doing a bit of a pride of error there down the middle of the course, the old fox trot through the middle of the course. And both just getting in each other's way, which just opened it up for Veronika Vojtova, who is a world champion, as I said. And you don't become a world champion from just sitting in a kayak, pointing it at the finish line and letting it do its own work.
Yep.
So congratulations to her. But
her tactics are spot on, aren't they? She has just pushed her way through it every run. Did it the hard way, Ross, that's for sure.
Very relaxed at the start. And here we go. So good start from Fox. She got out really quick. There was Terschel right with her.
Yeah, so good here. Look at this.
Oh, that's Vojtova, sorry. The world champion showing...
Just shunting Jess all the way sideways.
Pushing her at no contact though, or a little bit of contact on the arm maybe. But you can see Fox there. She's thinking, oh, I'm losing this. This is getting out of my comfort zone. Vojtova sneaking through, and Fox desperately, you can see the desperation they're trying to get. And Terschel here, all good for Terschel. Now, is this where Satilla... Oh, let's have a look here. Is this where Satilla has gone wrong for her? Let's have a look. No, that's fine.
Happens just after this upstream. Something happens. We're about to find out. See, Satilla's already on the wrong side there.
But no, she's not. She was fine there, wasn't she?
No, she came down the right side. So she missed the gate above, Ross.
She missed the gate above
that. She missed 3.
And what's happened to Fox there? Did she have to go back and do that gate? Did she go back and do it, or?
Yes, she has.
Yeah, she's had to go back and do it. And Terschel now, look at that, they're eyeballing each other. Look at that, eyeballing. I dare you to take me on. She's saying in front of my home crowd. Well, talk about an action-packed final. But well done to Veronika Vojtova. Picks up another gold medal. The Czechs, they love this kayak cross. So much depth. Let's have a listen to
What
our
a
gold
fight!
medalist.
How was that? Congratulations!
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so happy. I don't know what to say because I can't catch a breath. But yeah, it's amazing because I don't have energy in the morning after slalom, and actually slalom cross is such a hard slalom for me, especially when I go ahead away. But yeah, final was for me harder as he's before, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Interesting, Brody, talking about how tired she was after and I think all the athletes today, they were so tired.
Yeah, that is, especially for Veronica, because I don't think she had one easy heat or run down the course just then. She fought for every win, so unbelievable performance.
Yep, so let's see what that does to the leaderboard. And Wojtova now leapfrogs up into third, leaps ahead of Jess Fox. Stephanie Horn, who didn't race here, I don't think, still sits on top of the leaderboard though. Anna Satilla second. So a very interesting state of play. But Jess Fox, for the first time today, Brody, actually having it not her own way, all her own way on this course.
Yes, and the same with Satilla. Both had an easy run through to the final, but they certainly got taken on during that final run.
Yeah, that is great camera work. Just getting in there and really asserting your authority. I mean, it is, as you said, Brody, it's a contact sport. The athletes expect it. There is a expectation that the athletes will not do anything too outrageous. Well, if they do, they get disqualified.
Yep, correct.
We've seen a couple of instances of people being disqualified for dangerous paddling. A couple of them quite accidental, but any contact with the face by a paddle or a boat will usually result in disqualification.
Yep.
And that's the way it should be. Great move. That is a gold medal winning move there from Wojtova. She's back on top of the leaderboard. It's been a couple of years. She was a world champion, I think, in Prague a couple of years back. So she'll be happy this year to be back there on top. Right, let's have a look at this men's final. And there is some real speed here. Look at this.
This is a great final, Ross. Wow.
Anatol Delassus from the outside. I'm going to put my neck on the line here, Brody, and I'm going to tip him to win. It'll be an upset. It'll be a huge upset, but I'm backing him in here. I think he can win. Yep. Stefan Hengst, the German, so experienced at kayak cross. Malo Quemener, who we know is fast and has been doing everything right so far. And Joe Clark, the former world champion, the current world champion, who absolutely nailed his semi-final run.
He did, yeah. Very hard to bet against him. Hard to bet against any of these guys, which makes it a very exciting race.
Are you going to give me a tip?
I'm going to back Clark, I think.
Okay. Here we go. We're about to get underway. Men's final. They are racing for gold, and we are underway. And good even start in the end. And Joe Clark, as you would expect, he's out very fast. So is the green bib of Quemener.
Look at this,
Delassus by himself goes to one side of the course. He's chasing Clark down. The other two paddlers, Hengst and Quemener, they're fighting amongst themselves. So it's Clark v. Delassus. Will Delassus try and take Clark out here?
He has to.
He's got to go for it, but Clark's too quick. Clark's through.
Wow.
Clark is through. He's done a Dimitri Marks. He has absolutely blitzed.
Look at this race for second, though.
Between Hengst and Delassus, Quemener is out of it. He's at the back there having big problems. Joe Clark, though. Delassus second. Hengst trying to chase down the Frenchman, but it is Clark first, and it's going to be silver to Delassus. I would like to go back and have a look at Clark on that gate. It was so fast. I just would love to have another look at that, and then I'd like to have a look at his rolls. He's such an accomplished kayak cross athlete. He does things so fast. You in the blink of an eye, you don't even know.
The gap he created out of the first upstream to the next upstream, just wild, just pure power.
Yep. Anatol Delassus, well, young man with a big future. I think we're going to see a lot more of him and a lot more of the rivalry between him and Joe Clark. There's that mutual respect there. Clark knows that he's been pushed today, except in the final. And good to see the ICF man, Mr. David Bugger, there going to some work and carrying the canoe around. He hasn't done anything all weekend, so it's good to see him carry that canoe. Let's look at this start. Jesus is on the outside. Clark is closest to the camera. They are the two that got the best start. I thought when 3 paddlers went to the same side of the course, Brody, that this was going to open the gate for De La Souza.
Yes, so did I. But it'll be interesting to see Clark in the up. He just got out so quick.
Yep. So De La Souza maybe not as clean as he would have liked through there. Meanwhile, on the other side of the course, Clark was... Let's see this. He really does it.
Look at this. He already had the gap.
He had the gap already, and he was through while the rest...
Just...
The other two were stuffing around there, getting in each other's way. Stefan Hinks trying to get the Frenchman out of his way so he can continue on this race. Meanwhile, Joe Clark's off to the races. Here we go. Look at this. How you doing? Let's have a look here. That's fine.
So
no
good.
problem at all there. Bit of mouth-to-gate action. That's perfectly legal. Quemener tried to get there to take him out, but
Yeah.
Clark had gone.
He couldn't believe he was already gone.
Yes, look at this roll. Look at that. Ooh, yeah, fine. Just giving us a few heart palpitations. Still a good race for second at this stage. But don't tell me that doesn't mean something for Joe Clark. He loves winning. Loves winning. And he's really embraced this kayak cross format. Worked so hard at it. When he missed the Olympics, he worked hard on the kayak cross and really wanted to come back. And let's have a listen to Joe Clark.
Well, that was an amazing fight. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm really happy. I originally didn't plan to do this World Cup and made a decision last minute to spend another week away from home from my boy and my wife. It's Father's Day today back in the UK, so it's fantastic. Really happy.
Double congratulations and good last minute decision. What was going through your head on the ramp up there?
Just getting that first breakout, commit, and hope the other guys don't come in too close behind. Did exactly that. Did a really good execution of the 2 breakouts, and that was it. Race was over. It was done. So yeah, really nice.
Yeah, that looked amazing. Congratulations. Double congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yeah, well done, Joe Clark. And happy Father's Day, by the way, to all the fathers out there today. There's a few young fathers here. Is it Father's Day back in Australia, Brody? Ooh, you'll put you on the spot now. By the way...
I'm starting to sweat there, Ross, actually.
Yes. Ooh, yeah. Joe Clark on top of the leaderboard. Hannes Agner didn't make the final, sitting third. Jan Rower, he's not even here, and he's still sitting third. Look at Tim Anderson.
Wow, right up there.
Just pacing himself.
Yeah.
Pacing himself. Look, thank you, everybody, for joining us this weekend. We've had a great time here in Slovenia. We always do in Tacen. Thank you to my co-commentator, Brody Crawford. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Brody.
Thanks, Ross. Yep, always a pleasure to be in the booth with you, mate.
It's been a lot of fun. We're looking forward to bringing you more events this year. We've got so much more coming, including Olympic qualifiers in both canoe slalom, canoe sprint and para canoe. You can see them all later on this year. We're looking forward to some great racing. Catch you again very soon.